Okay, welcome everyone for the afternoon session. According to the timetable, this is for the question and answers. There's one written question in Sinhala, but expect the answer in English. The question goes like this. බුද්ධත්වයේ ලැබීමත් සමග තුන්කල් දක්නා නුවණක් ලැබූ බුදුපියාණන් වහන්සේ තමන්ගේ අනාගත ශ්‍රාවකයන් වහන්සේලා ගැන ඒ වෙන විට නොදැන සිටියේ හිතාගන්නට අපහසුයි. ප්‍රථමයෙන් ලෝකයට ධර්ම දේශනා කරන්න මහා බ්‍රහ්මයා ආරාධනා කිරීම සියලු බුදුරයන්ගේ ස්වභාවය විය නොහැකි වේද? If I am to translate the question into English, together with the omniscient knowledge, the Buddha, the omniscient one, got the knowledge to see all the three times, past, present, and the future. If it is so, there's a chance to say that he is aware of his own future disciples. So there won't be any repercussion or reconsideration. That is what the questioner is supposing. And the second part is, as far as the Brahma come and inviting the Buddha to preach Dhamma is maybe a customarily thing for all the Buddhas in natural. So this is first thing is a question about thinking about the past, his first disciples, to whom should the Buddha share the Dhamma. Of course, it is not in the canon. This is in the commentarial way. It explains that he considered his two past teachers. They were expert in concentration meditation, but by the time they have already passed away, and then only went to the 5 ascetics, and the first sermon delivered there. Then onward, you have the canon, the direct teaching. And as far as the statement that Buddha has the knowledge to see all the three times, past, the present, and the future, it is very difficult to arrive at a concrete answer, because this itself the Buddha has discussed in the canon, because during the time of the Buddha, yet another teacher was there, namely Nigandhanatha, sometimes known as Mahavira. He also claimed that he can see the future, but the Buddha himself questioned him. If that is the case, why he is going and standing in front of empty houses on arm rounds, and how come dogs are coming and chasing behind him if he has the proper knowledge about what is going to happen? So the Buddha defined what is the meaning of this future, the knowledge on the future. He says, whenever someone is pondering, he can go in a deductive way to the future, not otherwise. That is what the future knowledge is mean. But even that much applicable to this particular context. That is what it happens when he was pondering. He found that particular person is died, this particular person is died, these people are living in such and such places who went walking to meet these 5 ascetics. That is how the commentary come into being. So therefore very difficult to say yes or no answer. It's a grey area. But whatever may be, what is going to happen, if everything the Buddha knew, there won't have so much of canonical incidents. Even you would have seen we are coming to the Wellington and going to have a retreat at that time. But this is not possible. This is happening through the deductive knowledges. From some specific cases maybe. So therefore very difficult to say everything is foreseeable. There are some extent to which the deductive knowledge and inference knowledge can lead, but not all. So therefore, very difficult to say this is exactly happened, or it is some kind of exaggeration by the commentators. But whatever may be, it is in the Buddhist circles, it has been, those who accept the commentary, they accept this situation. So it's an open issue as far as the main message of the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is concerned. the particular sutta is concerned, these are kind of a secondary or peripheral information, not directly affecting to the message of the Buddha. Any comments or any other questions or good topic for the discussion? Welcome. So I will maintain the situation where if the question come in English, I will try to answer in English. If the question come in Sinhala, I will try to answer in Sinhala, unless otherwise there is a special request.
Sir, let me ask this question in English for the benefit of I always had a problem understanding middle part in the sense to apply to day-to-day life in certain areas, especially non-violence. You know that thinking about middle part, cruelty is not acceptable. But there are certain subtle ways of getting into cruel activities. Imagine a farm whose farm is silently aware that so many beings get hurt or killed or harmed. I always had a problem with someone who's trying to lead the middle path. Is there a middle way of maintaining non-violence? I'm not really sure whether you understood me.
I will leave the violence and violence for the moment aside. We will take the general subject of the middle path. Middle path is not something permanent you can purchase in the supermarket. It is something you have to assimilate then and there. In order to assimilate the middle path, you must understand then and there are extremes. With respect to the extreme, only middle path come into being. And the middle path never keep you in silence. It is pushing you, forwarding you, evolving you to find a path much refined. If you take the survival of the fittest presented by the Charles Darwin, we are surviving costing upon other weak animals. It's a given fact. So therefore, there are some things happening due to our existence, something we do intentionally. So intentional part, of course, ethical, religious, you have to take care. But whether you like it or not, there are some things happening that we can't take the responsibility. That is why in the gross level, Buddha says, whole world is nothing but suffering. There is nothing to entertain even a single moment telling that we are in middle path. According to the way the question comes, if you find the middle path, you can find the heaven in this world. In this earth, there is no such a thing. Whenever you assimilate the middle path here, you find the next moment you get a new question. There you have to assimilate with the respect to the present middle path, you have to find the next moment. And when you keep on doing, your mentality, the way it is assimilating, evolving, the middle path also evolve from the gross to the subtlety, known to the unknown, ego to the egolessness, and it is driving you, pushing you. It's a living, dynamic process. So, one very better, good way the Buddha mentioned in the Salayatana Vibhanga Sutta, he says, replace this, replace grossness with the subtle. And then replace subtle with the subtlest. So therefore, we are ever going from gross to the subtlety. And it's a dynamic process. For example, the Buddha says, the household life you have the pain, pleasure and the indifferent feeling. The renunciated life also have equally the pain, the pleasure and the indifferent. And therefore, the Buddha says, as far as the household life is concerned, you try to replace the pain with pleasure. And that is what we are being taught in the economy, political science and social science. But when you are going for the middle path, you find the pleasure also one extreme. Ultimately you have to replace the pleasure with the no pain, no pleasure situation. That is kind of a equanimity. And renunciated life also, you have the pain. When you come to the meditation, at the beginning so much of pain, how to maintain the sitting posture, walking posture kind. But when you become skillful, you bound to get very calm and quiet situation where the primary object is face to face, and you feel like achieved something, and you bound to get light and light perception. And there you may find the renunciated life also, you can replace the pain out of pleasure. But that pleasure is not durable one. It's occasionally come and goes. Ultimately you have to compromise to the no pain, no pleasure situation. Likewise, each and everyone replaced by a subtle one. And ultimately you come to the renunciated, no pain, no pleasure situation. And that is a kind of equanimity, undisturbed by the vicissitudes of the world. And when you come up to that level, still, that's a very subtle kind of thing. You can assume a wrong way that I achieved, what achieved is mine, this is my soul, like, towards you what to achieve. So that is also you have to disclaim. And that is, these are the higher grade of insight knowledges. Even though you achieved what you wished to, that itself will give you, in a perverted way, some kind of conceit, some kind of a desire, some kind of views. That also has to be replaced, and you have to go beyond this rational mind, beyond this inferential world, beyond this thinking world. That is how the middle path is giving you a ever-changing or lifelong research, ever-changing combination to keep you fully alert, fully diligent, fully mindful, and evolve not only the object, the person who is observing itself is changing. That is the dynamic nature of the middle path. It based upon the concept of impermanence, not the permanence. But we wish to have a formulas, we wish to have the status, we wish to have all the kind of thing that we can claim it is permanent, it is durable, it is me, it is mine, it is my soul. That is our rational mind is working. But as far as the middle path is concerned, that very thinking pattern is in challenge. It's also being challenged. So ultimately, one valid question you may ask, what is the motivation to go up to that state? Towards the end of the meditation, you lose your motivation also. The motivation come out of your ego. Motivation coming out of a result achieving kind of a mentality. So ultimately do it as a hobby. Do it for the sake of doing. There is no doer, but doings are happening. That is how the middle path is cut through from the rational mind to the irrational. So therefore, what I consider as the middle path will not be for you, because your circumstances are different. And present moment, my middle path is not applicable to the next moment, because next moment is a different circumstances. So therefore vigilance must be there. So cruelty, you have to understand the different levels, survival of the fittest. And when the Buddha was there one day he was traveling with a queue of disciples or followers, and the farmer is harrowing the ground, and he see a lot of worms are broken, came out, and crows and cranes and coming and picking everything, having a feast. And then monks are telling, this bloody farmer is making all the creatures open, and the birds are coming and picking. Buddha never mentioned anything, he just went there. And next day when he go there, leveling everything finished, he is sowing the seeds, and he finds some birds are coming and picking some sown seeds also. But there he found this, the birds are really disturbing farmers, and farmers has to take care about the chasing away the birds and kind of thing. Monks are talking and passing there. Next time when you go there, the paddy field is very nice, very green, and breeze coming, nice pastoral view, and farmer is in the hut with the flute, and everything is going nice. And then the monks are equally telling, what a real aesthetic person. Now he had made the environment very nice and everything is now gathering. The sunlight is fixing and the wind is moving and birds are there. Still the Buddha never mentioned anything. Next time when you go there, it is already ripened, golden color. Some birds are coming and picking something, and farmer also there, and everything happening. And then the monks used to say, this farmer is doing a multiplier effect. He also reaps something. He gives to the family, give tax to the government. Birds are also getting something. Whole environment is getting. And that time the Buddha asked every monk to sit down. And he says, as far as we are living in this earth, the farming is the only justifiable job. Even if you look at the farming in different stages, some are cruel, some are very aesthetic, some are very beneficial. So overall, farming and keeping animals, rearing cows and kind of thing, you can sort out middle path because everything at your discretion. But nowadays farming is intensive agriculture, completely run by the multinational companies, and farming also polluted now. And the rearing animal also polluted because everything centralized. When the centralized happened, the agenda is working. But the Buddha was talking about the smallest beautiful kind of economy. And therefore you have to understand living in this earth is kind of unjust. We have to depend on something. And that is why Buddha says, please get rid of and get out. Emancipate from this world. But very difficult to think on that kind of thing while we are still in the lay life and related with the family members and have big inspiration and hopes and all the kind of thing, difficult. But mind you, that middle path is leading to that whether you like it or not. As far as you keep the vigilance, as far as you keep the diligence and the mindfulness, the middle path will be assimilated more and more efficient in time to come, and you will be cutting through the jungle. Yeah, that is the place the middle path is leading. Up to that there is no already fixed, already ready-made middle path. Middle path is respect to, you have to assimilate with respect to the two extremes. But unlucky enough, our world is accept out of two extremes only one, we reject the other. We react to other, therefore we are not open to the two extremes with the equal eye. We have one thing is bad to be rid of, the other one is good, therefore our view is always biased, always is paralyzed. So in the meditative life, or in the say mindful way, it says you have to have a choiceless awareness. You have to have a non-reactive kind of approach. You have to develop unassuming kind of observation to see things as they are. So therefore some people says you have to have evenly suspended attention to everything happening. Don't try to have a choice. Don't try to have a just and unjust. Don't try to have a correct and wrong for the things happening. Whether you select it or not, things are happening. So you have the capacity as a human being to see things as they are, at least accept it on the theoretical basis. Unless otherwise you let go, you let the thing happen as it is, without judgmental mind, without choice, without choosy mind, then you will see by choice, by judgment, by inference only, you get committed into this natural phenomena. And then you get hacked, you will get tensed. But if you can observe them, the beautiful way the Buddha mentioned is, even though you are an eyed person, observe like a blind person. Even you have good ears, listen like a deaf. Even if you have a very good, bright, quick wit, just observe like an idiot. And that is the way you have to just see the things as they are, or to get your feasibility study without involving yourself. And then very easy for us to arrive at a decision. That decision is lasting, durable. But if you are rushing to a decision only observing the part and parcel of the phenomena, that won't guarantee you durability, and you will get tensed. So therefore more and more observation of information and processing before rushing to a decision is a maturity. That is what the general understanding of not moved, not shaken by the vicissitudes of the world, or be indifference, or be the equanimous. So that is the highest quality we are going to develop in the meditation. At least we can say through mindfulness. Okay, now we have taken about 30 minutes. Hoping there are no questions, we will wind up the question and answer session, and then we'll go for 1 hour walking meditation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.